What is going on, my friends? ETHPoW is here, and welcome to another episode of Today's in Crypto Show. We have a lot to discuss, my friends. Bitcoin and Ethereum right now are facing very crucial moment in time that will decide in a very short term whether right now we're going to slump right down or we're going to break through in a very big way. So we're going to discuss that. I also want to show you that Do Kwon, the founder of Terra finally breaks the silence and reveals in an interview to Coinage about what has been going on in this multi-billion-dollar collapse. We want to discuss that. Huge talks right now about the Tornado Cash, right? This mixer for Ethereum and the sanctions from United States that has been imposed right now to Tornado Cash, that right now this all over Twitter, all over the internet discussing about that. And of course I want to also chime in and discuss on that. And we have to talk about this up and coming Ethereum proof of work merge to proof of stake, and this fork that's been led by some minor teams that believe in this Ethereum POW, and what are my take on that. And of course we'll talk about some other stuff, including the tragic exploit to the Akala network and the plunge of the stablecoin of AUSD and some other news. So let's get right into it. I want to start this with the price of Bitcoin. Of course, we have been, ever since we kind of went down to $17,500, we have been on this parabolic run up pretty much, with, of course, up and down, which creating higher highs and higher lows and higher highs. And right now what has been going on is we are facing this rejection. This is a 12 years of logarithmic growth curves for Bitcoin, that for the very first time in history it stayed a significant time below its bottom curve. So you see, in the 12 years of history we actually have been up and down between the logarithmic growth curves for Bitcoin. And when we dipped a little bit below it in March 2020 for the coronavirus, we quickly climbed above this level. And right now, in the past couple of months, after we broke it here on June 2022, we broke it to the downside from 26,000, you can see on the week, all the way to $17,500. We didn't see this quick surge back to this $24,000-$25,000 territory on the logarithmic growth curve. In fact, we are since June right here below this line. So right now, as we are approaching this line, can we get a rejection? Because you know, everything that is broken and is a support and stays below it, when it climbs back, that previous support becomes resistance. So are we facing right now a big resistance from this 12-year history of Bitcoin? And are we going to see a climb back down, or are we going right now to make history? Are we going to bounce from this parabolic kind of support up, creating higher lows, and we're going to hold this level and finally break to the upside? Well, looking at the signs right now, we faced a pretty big rejection at a $25,200. Looking at the size of this week right now for the price of Bitcoin, you can see that we're pretty much chances are that we're going to break it to the downside. In the next 4.5 hours are going to tell how we close the day. But looking at the daily chart, looking how things are moving right now, we have some chance to revisit the $22,500 level, or even the $21,000 in the short term is not going to surprise me after all. And Ethereum, I also made a video on Ethereum, that Ethereum reaching the $2,000 level. I made story after story that on Instagram as well. Right now, good time to take some profits out of Ethereum. You can see pretty significant previous support level here on the weekly basis. You can see for Ethereum at the $2,000 level, and now as it climbed back to here, it faces some big rejection. And you can see on the daily right here, we were in the overbought territory for the daily. So if right now we're going to face some big rejection for Ethereum, maybe revisiting the $1,600, time will tell. But it is my estimate that before September, before the launch, everything can happen with this launch, of course. It's the most anticipated event for September in the entire crypto space for the Ethereum transition into from proof of work to proof of stake. That we are going to see maybe Ethereum taking the lead in the crypto market, and by rallying, taking Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency with it. So even if we have some short-term volatility here and going down in the short term, I think it's a necessary kind of step before we go to the next range higher, which is this range from 2,000 to 2,450, and before, you know, after that range, we're going to climb back to above the $2,400 level for Ethereum and continue our way. We are not, of course, out of the bear market yet, far from it, yeah, but it's important to have things into perspective, because it will take some time. It will take some time to get to the bull territory yet. We are not even climbed for the Bitcoin of this 12-year line. Now, let's move on here. We have the Doc One, the founder of the Terra Labs, essentially gave an interview recently to the Coinage, and he said, I never thought about what could happen to me if this fell. Never thought it will fail, because he was feeling on the top of the world was $100 billion ecosystem, and so many people confident in Terra Luna and in the ecosystem. So he didn't think that he thought it was invincible, right? That he didn't think something bad could happen to a $100 billion ecosystem, right? And seems super irrational. Right now, he admits his confidence. He said, I alone am responsible for any weaknesses that could have been presented for a short seller. You know, the second order consequences that happened after the Terra Luna collapse and the 3 Arrow Capital bankruptcy, and then the Voyager bankruptcy and the Celsius bankruptcy, and all of those things can be traced to the collapse of this $15 billion project, Terra Luna, that took it down with it, a lot of things. Now, let's talk about Tornado Cash. Tornado Cash, DAO goes down. Tornado Cash has been a mixer, essentially, and some bad actors have been using this mixer in order to launder money. Maybe in about $1.5 billion, even though the U.S. Department claims it was around $7 billion. We are talking about also legitimate cases for Tornado Cash, including the Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin using this Tornado Cash service to donate money to Ukrainians. Yeah, so looking at this, they have sanctioned, the US has sanctioned a lot of this essentially wallets, and that started to create a ripple effect around all these other services that were using Terra Luna, not Terra Luna, I'm sorry, using Tornado Cash for the services, yeah. For the first time ever, the US government has criminalized interacting with the software, yeah. And essentially, this is a big departure from their traditional decrees of sanctioning people, companies, and governments. There is evidence the project in question has indeed been used by criminals, hackers to obfuscate their funds, but there are also many legitimate uses. So now, for the first time ever, they're criminalizing, and when I say criminalizing, facing up to 30 years in prison and $10 million fines for those interacting with Tornado Cash. And following that happening, here's a series of events, yeah. So what they're saying, Despite public assurances otherwise, Tornado Cash has repeatedly failed to impose effective controls designed to stop it from laundering funds for malicious cyber actors on a regular basis and without measures to address the risks. So that's what Treasury has been stating. And Kevin O'Leary from the Shark Tank jumped in and saying sacrificing Tornado Cash and arresting their lead developer might be a good thing, because it can lead for more institutional adoption that might have been like hindered by those type of actors of Tornado Cash, and anything that interferes with the regulation, you know, like Tornado Cash should be sacrificed and avoided. But you know, it's this kind of angle. But what if the company will decide to arrest coders like inside Ethereum or other coders, you know, as they arrested the coders here in Tornado Cash? Because there is a lot of legitimate cases, legitimate uses for Tornado Cash, and you can see that the Coin Center says it may challenge Tornado Cash ban in court, saying it's not constitutional to do that, right? We believe OFAC has exceeded its statutory authority by sanctioning the Tornado Cash smart contract. Yeah, and also you can see what's happening. There is some, there is someone that is dusting a bunch of wallets from Tornado, sending 0.1 Ethereum. You can see to different people, to different wallets, which is what, roughly $190 or something like that. Small amounts of Ethereum to industry leaders and celebrities despite the ban. So the people that already affected: Puma, Shaquille O'Neal, Jimmy Fallon, Logan Paul, Brian Armstrong, and Ukraine crypto donation. And you can see right here, following this, Justin Sun got blocked by Aave as a result of Tornado's mysterious benefactor sending 0.1 Ethereum. He got randomly to his address, and now they're being blocked by Aave. Very, very interesting development that is going on right now. Yeah, so something that you should be aware of. And if you interacted with Tornado Cash, know that they are under sanction right now by the US government, so take that into consideration. Yeah, and okay, next topic right here. We have Ethereum proof of work team says its miner-led Ethereum fork is inevitable, and there is Ethereum Classic, of course. Ethereum Classic was before Ethereum. That was the main Ethereum, and then it split to Ethereum Classic and to Ethereum as we know it right now. But those teams, the Ethereum Classic is still doing the mining thing, yeah. The Ethereum POW team saying the small pool of Ethereum Classic cannot hold the entire computing power pool of Ethereum at all. This is a hard fact. In the face of such hard facts, this hard fork is inevitable. But this is a huge topic of debate, especially if you ask the Ethereum Classic people, because they say, of course we can accommodate all of this computing power. Come to us, come to Ethereum Classic. There's no reason why making Ethereum Classic more stronger. But this is the case of some miners that wanted to take the control in their hands with this hard fork, and I anticipated this Ethereum POW coin, the hard fork of Ethereum, is going to be miserably failed. So don't anticipate too much out of it, out of this Ethereum POW. So we of course are going to see what's going to happen, because they are planning to do it somewhere near, potentially around the same time as the merge. So let's see. Bitcoin miner, a huge Bitcoin miner, Bitfarms, posting $142 million loss in the second quarter as Bitcoin price goes down. And but despite this fact that they posted lows, they're actually increases their market share, they increase their hash rate. And they say they added further gains in their market share, which is now approaching 2% of the BTC network. And Akala exploit causes Polkadot-based DeFi platform stablecoin to drop 99%. This coin, Akala USD, AUSD, the native decentralized stablecoin of Polkadot. Oh my God. That is another big collapse. Like Terra Luna and the depegging of the UST. Now we have total depegging of Akala USD, AUSD from the market, as according to CoinMarketCap, Akala dollar price is down 98.8% at $0.01. Look at this crazy development happening over here for the Akala USD. So essentially, what happened is the hackers used an exploit to mint $1.28 billion of AUSD tokens, prompting the stablecoin to lose its peg to the US dollar. And it goes in another list, of failed decentralized stable coins. So definitely, especially after what happened to USD, if you had money in AUSD, decentralized Akala stablecoin, think again. Why did you have funds there? Why did you have funds there? As you see, the decentralized stablecoin is not really working. We see another big collapse happening right now. Now, a bit of news about the Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu, Binance adds Shiba Inu to crypto card, enabling SHIB payments for 60 million merchants. And right now you can load Shiba Inu into the Binance card. And following this price, Shiba Inu, of course, rocketed. And talking about the meme tokens, we have a new meme token called the Saudi Shiba Inu. Saudi Shiba Inu, that's right. And this Saudi Shiba token that right now is launched on the PancakeSwap, essentially has been rising hard today, gaining 50% on the day. And the Saudi Shiba token, of course, is another meme token. It's another meme token, and that aspires to pump it to big level, like Shiba Inu, because right now it's trading at 0.8 zeros and then 2656. But it is breaking out right now. And you can see after this first period, essentially, it has pumped here around 700%, which is, some people are believers in the meme tokens, and they want to get crazy rich holding the meme token. So if you want to play for fun, do it for fun, but no big expectation. Like everything crypto, it can be a major crash, or it can be a major success. Yeah, that's about that. And the coin of ULX trading currently at $0.028 approximately 2.8 cents. And I believe it's a very juicy time to be part of this, and it's going to skyrocket in the next 12 months, this coin. So it's not too late to get in, to stake in, to farm it, and this coin, as this is just the beginning of this layer 1 blockchain called Utron. So that's what I want to share with you guys. Subscribe to the channel of Bitcoin's Walls Club. Stay up to date with all the developments in the crypto space, and I'll see you guys